It's lit. For the weekend, you know you just my type. Edward Hunter was good. What's up, guys? Donnie, what's good? Thank you, bro. What's up, guys? We'll get started soon. Just do it! Just do it! We'll give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started. I think you guys will enjoy this week's call. I'm switching it up a little bit so it applies to more than just dropshipping businesses. JJ, what's good? Angel, congrats to you for the 100K. You killed it. I'm so in love with your hustle right now. It's sick. Edwina, what's up? Okay, let's get started. Okay. We'll just wait up one more minute and then I'll just load up the slides so we'll get started. Also, I really recommend you guys, if you have a virtual team that you're working with, to use Slack. It's like probably the easiest thing to use for like managing staff if you have virtual assistants. Even if you just have staff like locally, it's like so good. And yeah, it's free. All right. Shall we? Okay. Malik, what's good? Thanks for tapping in. So today's call is going to be a little bit different to the usual. I'm doing a presentation that applies to more than just dropshipping businesses. But those of you that are doing just dropshipping at the moment, this is going to help you a lot because it's all about selling your product. And I know a lot of people have been asking in the group, like, can you do another video about product research, all this stuff? I will get around to doing that separately, but I want you guys to understand before I get started, like, as much as it is just like the physical product itself, it's also the idea behind the product that you're selling. So it's not just about the physical product, it's the idea of the product that you're selling. And so this week's presentation is going to delve into that a lot more. And knowing these skills that I'm about to kind of run you guys through is going to help you pretty much sell anything. So if you're excited, chuck in a 1 in the chat and we'll get started. Great turnout today as well, better than last week, I think. People are showing up on time now. So yeah, type some 1s in the chat and then I'll get started as soon as I see some 1s. Also, if you can, smash this a like and subscribe to my channel. I think it helps with the algorithm. So if you smash this video a like and drop some comments, I think it helps me. Thank you, guys. Christian Shaw, always the first one. TMC, what's good? Daniel, what's up? What's up? All right, we're getting started. Okay, I'm gonna exit the screen and get onto my notes. So I'm gonna full screen this and then we'll get started. If I figure out how to full screen this. Oh, play, okay. All right, so this week I decided to switch up the content last minute because I thought that this would be more relevant to the people watching than what I was originally going to talk about. What I was originally going to talk about was about like building teams and building a product launching system and all this stuff. But it is a little bit more advanced, so I will wait either a week or two before we explore that topic. But for this week, the topic is 6 copywriting hacks that would rapidly explode the sales of your e-commerce business and rocket launch your store to dominate the marketplace. If you're excited, let's go. So the first things first, what makes a good, ad or content piece? It's all about the headline, right? It starts with the headline. And what makes a good headline? Refer to the people that write for news magazines and gossip magazines. These guys are some of the highest paid copywriters on the world for a reason. And here are some examples of like tabloids and gossip magazines, and just have a look at the headlines on the cover. And I want you guys to just have a quick read, and I'm going to ask you a question on the next slide. Is there anything that kind of like stands out with these covers, and is there a similar theme with all these things on the cover of these magazines? So take a quick look, take all this in. Okay. And if you guys had a look at these headlines, one thing they have in common is they all use numbers, right? So they're all talking about 17 days, slim down, 60 sex tips, all this shit. And if you guys have noticed, this is what I've been doing too, and it's been working to grab people's attentions. So this week's topic, I named it 6 copywriting hacks. Some of the examples in those magazines you saw: 6 instant weight loss tips, 60 sex tips, 100K in 9 weeks, okay? Numbers give a mental object to your prospect, and they can wrap their head around the idea, okay? It makes it official. So numbers make it sound factual, and so it seems way more clear-cut. Like, for example, the 12-step program sounds way more clear and easy rather than a stop drinking alcohol program. It sounds vague, right? And it doesn't sound legit. Whereas a 12-step program, it sounds legit, you know? And it sounds easy to follow. So you got to use numbers in your headlines to make it a woomph, you know. And Biggie said it best, it's the 10 crack commandments, you know. That song was a hit because, I don't know, it was Biggie. Anyways, so you have to grab their attention with the first few seconds of what you say, okay? In your ad, in your product listing, all this shit is like, it applies. So you got to use this stuff in your ad to really make it work, okay? So you want to create enough desire for them to take action, okay? And you're trying to create an irresistible intrigue. And I do this a lot. If you guys have read some of my Facebook posts, I tend to do this a lot. And the reason I do this is purely just to grab attention, okay? Because people are going through hundreds of posts on Facebook every day. Chances are they're not going to stop and read yours unless they are intrigued to do so. So I use words like shocking, reveal, secrets, alarming, hacks. You know, all these buzzwords that make you fucking intrigued. And it's all about how the prospect is going to benefit from reading your ad, okay? And I just want to make this clear. It's not clickbait. Clickbait is selling false information. This is more propaganda, okay? You're hyping it up. So if you look at politicians and all this shit, like they do this thing really well. They use propaganda to their advantage. And so you in your marketing materials and in your copywriting, you want to use propaganda, okay? There's a difference between clickbait and propaganda. And the big trick is you have to talk more about them than you. And so I've been, a lot of people have been hitting me up about their businesses lately. They've been wanting to take it online and all this kind of stuff. And they link me to their website. And a lot of common things that I see across all these websites is they're all just talking about themselves. It's all about, this company was established in 95 and we've been doing this and we stand for this and we're all about this. It's all about we. No one gives a fuck. Everyone cares about themselves, okay? So you want to talk about the desired outcome of the prospect rather than your stuff, okay? No one wants to go on your website and talk and read about how your store was established in 1997, and no one gives a shit, okay? So this is why extracting kind of customer benefits for your product is so important, okay? How I showed you guys that example with selling your product, I think it was week 2 or week 3 when I did that video. you have to stack up your benefits, and you really have to extract the benefits out of your product. Otherwise, you're not doing a good job of selling that shit. Okay, so you want to show them what the desired outcome looks like. I like to do this straight in the first couple seconds of my video ad or in the image ad. Okay, you're just showing that, like, for example, McDonald's, when they advertise a Big Mac, that shit looks perfect, right? And like, it's just everything about the advertisement of a Big Mac. It's like, it's showing the desired outcome, the perfect burger that's going to satisfy your cravings, all this kind of shit. You want to do that with your ad, okay? You want to show the desired outcome. If you're selling a, I don't know, a freaking lint roller, for example, you want to show in the first scene of your ad, like, what is the end result of using that lint roller? Don't just show the product off. No one cares about the physical product. What's the result that it's giving you or the customer, okay? So you want to paint a picture so vivid, your prospect can almost taste what it would feel like to achieve the desired outcome, okay? And now I'm going to give you guys a quick example of this. So this is Pizza Store 1, and they say this on their website. Order pizza from my pizza shop called my uncle's name, Tony's, because he started this business in 1987. It sounds pretty familiar, right? You would have came across a lot of websites, a lot of businesses that's talking about just them being established and their story. Versus this. Would you like to taste our delicious secret recipe pizza that's baked to perfection with melted cheese that stretches off the crust, made from fresh dough prepared daily by hand? We'll deliver to you your door in 30 minutes flat, or your money back guaranteed. I mean, who are you going to buy from? Who are you going to order your pizza from? The first guy or the second guy? It's obvious, right? Now, this is the big difference with copywriting. You know, you could be selling the same product, but selling it a whole different way, and the result's going to be completely different. So yeah, if you guys want to screenshot my example that I use here, feel free. I'm going to move along to the next slide now. Now you want to educate your customer on how to get there, how to get to the end result, the desired outcome they're wanting. So how will they achieve the desired outcome? You want to make it clear for them, okay? And I'm going to give you guys an example of a product in the next slide that does this very well. But I'll just read this out to you now, okay? So an example is like a product description saying this: can't grow a beard? Use our micro needling roller that stimulates hair growth in 3 simple steps. 1, sanitize the beard roller. 2, clean your face thoroughly. 3, roll gently 10 times back and forth. The step is very clear, and it tells the customer exactly how they're going to get the desired outcome, okay? And I'll show you this product as an example. This is the product that said that. And I had to screenshot this listing because I thought it was fucking great. Like, this product listing is spot on. Look how good it is. Let's just go from the button. Let's just look at the button for one. It doesn't say add to cart. It doesn't say buy it now. It says order yours. So simple, a little bit different, but so simple and effective. They use the scarcity, only saying 5 left at 50% off. And they're also giving you, like, they're saying only limited to 2 people, 2 products per person, you know, creating that FOMO effect. Okay, and they have that official growth guarantee stamp. That shit is sick, man. Like, that makes it look official. And for your information, guys, this is a dropship product. No one would ever picture that, right? I wouldn't imagine that this was a dropship product. Just the way they marketed it is so good. And just have a look at the description. They start off by facts. 82% of men activated new hairs. They're using the numbers in the headline, like I said. And they're giving you a no-brainer offer here. No results, your money back guaranteed. You know, this is fucking great. So take a screenshot of this if you guys want. And now the other thing about your ad or your product listing, or just your copywriting in general, you always want them to take action. So in digital marketing terms, we call it moving down the funnel, okay? You want to take the prospect, your customer, from point A to point Z, and each step of the way is each step in the funnel. So you want them to take the action to move to the next step of the funnel, okay? In everything that you promote, okay? So everything that you promote, it needs a call to action, okay? Your ad needs to say, tell the customer to visit your website. Your website needs to tell your customer to buy it, okay? You need them to give them a call to action, okay? And you want to do this by using things like tactics like scarcity, by saying things like only 50 left, urgency, saying the sale ends today, creating FOMO, find out why everyone is going crazy for these, and make an offer they can't refuse. And you want to you want to tell them, like, why should they buy it now? You want to answer that for yourself before you start promoting your product. Like, why should they buy it now? What are they getting out of it by buying it right then and there by seeing your ad or your product, okay? And this pretty much, like everything that I'm discussing right now, is all principles of direct response copywriting. So this is pretty much the I guess the label behind what this shit is about. Okay. So now I'm just going to quickly discuss direct response versus brand, because I know there's a lot of people, not just in the drop shipping space, but just in like who run businesses and stuff. They're all about the brand, and that's pretty much all they know. They just know how to create a cool looking brand, and that's about it. But there's no real business behind the brand that they build, okay? So I want to kind of just discuss this a little bit further and explain to you guys why building a business behind your brand is just as important, and how direct response plays a role in your advertising, okay? And so it all comes down to this, okay? How much do you have right now to spend on branding? That's the question just to ask yourself. No matter what type of business you're doing, just ask yourself that, because it's going to determine your advertising strategy and so forth, your marketing strategy and so forth. Okay, so the brand stuff is necessary for longevity. Okay, it's what we call in digital marketing terms, it's what we call top of funnel activity. Okay, and it's all the brand awareness stuff that's just cool to look at. It's just brand awareness. It doesn't really have any call to actions. It just builds brand affinity and stuff like that, which is all good. You need that kind of stuff to build a brand. Okay. But the thing is, unique selling propositions always trumps a cool logo, okay? And building a brand, the philosophy behind building a brand, what most people don't understand is they're actually building a unique selling proposition by building the respect that they get with the brand and all this kind of stuff. But the thing is, a cool logo will never beat a unique selling proposition, okay? Now, your unique selling proposition can just be your brand, like Supreme, for example, but don't base your business on businesses like Supreme. It's a unicorn business, okay? Rarely does it happen, okay? You want something that's repeatable and scalable. You want a certain degree of like guarantee that it's going to be successful. You don't want to just spend 5 years to build a brand and all you're doing is just paying the bills to keep the lights on, okay? Okay, so it's all about distribution. Brand, direct response, it doesn't matter. It's about distribution, okay? Your brand gets nowhere without distribution. 50 Kids wearing your t-shirt is not an established brand. You need a distribution channel, right? You need to sell your product. If you're running a fashion label, for example, you need distribution to other stores, whether it's online, other brick and mortar stores, or big retailers like Maya, whatever it is. You need to find a distribution channel, okay? Digital marketing allows you to scale and distribute your brand or your product faster than any other method of promotion. Hands down. Hands down. There's nothing else that beats this. I guarantee you, okay? No form of word of mouth, no form of press, none of that shit is going to beat digital marketing in terms of scalability and distribution. Okay, so just if you have a physical shop front, I want you to just think of this example, okay? So think about the footprint that your physical shop gets. Like, how many walk-in customers does your shop get every day? And versus how many people come into your shop just for the brand or the brands that you carry in your shop, okay? And this is something that probably is different for different business owners, but I just want you to think of this. Imagine having that number of walk-ins to your shop multiplied by tens of millions. This is essentially what Facebook advertising does to your business. It opens up your shop to tens of millions of potential buyers on the internet, okay? So Facebook ads essentially is just distribution at scale. Don't look at it as like a whole thing on its own. Essentially, in the lamest business terms, it's all about distribution at scale. That's what it is. And that's how we're making money so quick here, through distribution, okay? So what is direct response? It's messages intended to drive an immediate customer response, okay? There's a difference between direct response and brand awareness, okay? The primary purpose of direct response is to generate immediate business. Its short-term goal orientation largely distinguishes direct response from branding, okay? It's that meme that I just showed in that last slide. Hurry up and buy. You know, that's pretty much what sums up direct response. Companies use it to generate new business, attract new customers, create new revenue and cash flow, and clear out extra inventory or drive traffic to the business. This is why businesses use direct response. Now, a challenge in overusing direct response marketing is the potential for creating a price orientation with your customers, okay? This might conflict with the efforts of long-term branding, which emphasizes on value, quality, and service and other factors, okay? So this is why a lot of diehard brand owners are so against direct response marketing, but I want to explain to you guys why you need a bit of both to survive in today's day and age. Okay, so how does branding fit into ecom? Branding or delayed response messages have a more long-term orientation. The point is to build and reinforce the central messages about your company and your product or brands, okay? It's all about top quality, high service, best value, durability, longevity, cost saving, green friendly, all that kind of shit. All those attributes to your business brand, okay, through the marketing materials. And the thing about branding, one thing you have to do is you have to be consistent. And you have to constantly put out creative messages that reinforce the same brand values that you portray as a brand or a company, okay? And so I advise you to invest in branding when building private labels and not so much for drop shipping, because this requires so much more effort and money up front, okay? And this is why I don't focus on branding in the start of my business, no matter what it is. I focus more on distribution. What most people misunderstand about branding is branding helps your company establish its position in the marketplace for long term. Okay, it gives you competitive distinct from competitors by conveying to customers how your product or your company is so different and unique. Okay, achieving Impact's brand relies on like consistency, as I mentioned before. You have to be consistent in order for your brand awareness stuff to really impact your customers, okay? The minute you stop investing in brand development or maintenance, it's when your market share drops and your competitors come and just steal everything off you, or your customers off you. And this is why people coming into this game, into digital marketing with a direct response mentality, they're fucking killing it. And they are pretty much destroying the competition, and they're destroying established brands out there. I'm just going to give you guys a quick example just to kind of give you guys another perspective too. Have you guys ever been shopping on Amazon before? Now tell me how many established brands are on Amazon. Probably only a handful. Most of them are just like white label goods. They don't really have a brand behind it, yet they're moving freaking hundreds of millions of units every day, every month, every year. And most of those businesses on Amazon are doing way better than your local established brand or even global established brands online, okay? So you have to really make the decision here. Are you going to make a long-term investment now on the branding part to succeed in the long run, the slow burn? Or would you rather learn a skill, which is direct response, to generate revenue now so you have the money to build a business with a brand in the future? Okay? So I want you to understand branding is just one important component of your business, but just because it's the most fun doesn't mean it should be your only focus. And this is why I'm so profit orientated with my businesses first, because man, money talks, and money lets you do things your ideas won't let you do. You got the craziest ideas in your head, but if money is stopping you, like, you need that money to kind of, sorry, I'm out of words today. I got too high last night. But what I'm pretty much saying is, like, if you have big ideas, you need money behind those ideas to kind of execute that. And you can't do that with just like a small startup investment, okay? Brand gets nothing for the owner without a business behind it, okay? So don't just go off and build a brand and be all cool and do that. You got to build a business behind it that makes the money. So this is the end of the presentation because I actually changed the topic of this last minute. I was originally going to go discuss something else, but I decided to do this because I thought it would be more relevant to the people watching this week. But I do want to open up the discussion now for like questions or anything that you guys might have. So let's just open it up. If you guys have any questions and whatever. And yeah, sorry, if I moved a little bit fast, I'm happy to kind of just go over everything again. But essentially, I want to hear some feedback and let me know if you guys are kind of like finding this content useful, or if you want me to talk about more specific drop shipping stuff, I'm happy to spend some time now to do that also. But yeah, Yeah, what do you guys think? Just message me in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. You give example and product page call to action, like only 50 left. How do you think how many of those call to actions are still working while there is so many drop-in shipping stores? Yeah, Daniel. Um, so the thing about the thing is, like, a lot of dropshippers, they can't think for themselves, so they'll just copy and paste whatever else like is working for someone else. And so the idea behind scarcity, all this kind of stuff, is like, it's not new. It's been around since advertising started, essentially, since business started. Like, it's fundamental advertising principles that have been around for centuries. Okay, so using things like scarcity, all this kind of stuff, is nothing new. But the thing about it is, dropshippers are making it so like the same. They're just copying and pasting the same message, like only 50 left. They're all using the same apps, and that's why it's not really as effective these days. You just want to be creative. The idea behind it is, like, the principles behind it will always stay. It's just like your tactics can change. Which one of offers will be scattered? Yeah. Do you know any resource sites where you can get better at direct response copywriting? Yes, Rahul. I will share with you now some great direct response copywriting books. This one by Sabri Subi, Sell Like Crazy. This is fucking awesome. You should read this. Another one here, Scientific Advertising. This is really good, and I think this is pretty much what you should read to understand the fundamentals of true advertising. This, paired with another book called Cashvertising, are pretty much the Bibles when it comes to advertising and direct response copywriting. And another one called Breakthrough Advertising is also great. Start off with those and you can't go wrong. Russell said Edward Bonus is a good read. What are some A-grade dropshipping shops we can check out to see what competition is doing? I'll chuck a list of stores in there, but like, hey, Edward, I really want this group to really not think like other dropshippers, because this is a typical question that most dropshippers would ask, like, who are other competitive websites that I can model off? But the thing is, everyone's just going to rip the same shit. So I'll show you guys the other websites and stuff, but think for yourself, okay? At the end of the day, people that think for themselves are going to get ahead way more than people that just copy and paste other people's shit. Do you always build the shipping fee in the product price on Shopify? I do build it in the product price, but I also charge shipping separately in the checkout process, Edwina. I don't recommend any apps. No, I don't use any apps to combine shipping on mine. How do you navigate shipping delays? Okay, so shipping delays is a huge thing right now in the dropshipping space. It's getting harder and harder for everyone. Edwina, at the moment, I'm also dealing with slower shipping times. I'm using AliExpress standard shipping for most of my orders. I'm combating that with good customer service and being front-footed about my shipping delay times. So I have an automated email that goes out after the confirmation email that says, hey, sorry, there was a delay in processing your order due to a high amount of volume. Your order is now on the way. And then I'll send that out. And then maybe 5 days or another 10 days later, I'll send them another email going, hey, we're so sorry about the delayed shipping. Here's a discount coupon to use if you want to give us another try in the future. And this doesn't prevent, I guess, customer complaints, but it definitely slows it down, and it makes it better for you, especially on if you're dealing with scale and volume every day. Do you use any apps or system to track your daily revenue profit? Yes, I do. JP, I actually built a calculator myself using Google Sheets. But the most simple way to do this, if you're using my pricing model, which is 300% your cost of goods, the simplest way to figure out your profit, this isn't exact, but it'll give you a rough idea for now. What you do is you take the total amount of revenue your store has generated for that day, you divide it by 3, and you add that with your total advertising cost on your Facebook Business Manager or whatever you're using to advertise, and you take that total sum and you get the total revenue number and you minus it with that sum. Okay, so I'll write the formula again in the chat, JP. So 1/3 of your total revenue plus total ad spend, and then total revenue minus that sum of ad spend and spend. I don't know if that's a little bit confusing, but that's how I pretty much figure out the ballpark figure of how I'm profiting. But I have a more elaborate calculator that I built myself on Google Sheets that I use now. It is paid though, because I'm using some like tracking systems that I pay for. How do you balance good marketing when you're sending a product with another brand? Yeah, it's so with dropshipping, like you have to kind of like expect that a lot of your products are gonna have generic branding on it and stuff. I kind of just roll with it, and like when it takes off, I decide to like private label it and stuff and do my own packaging for it. But at the start, I just send it off, and I haven't really received any complaints about it yet. So and just as long as you're not false advertising, I think you'll be all right. Daniel, I've got a question more about picking the product. How would you recommend to judge if the product might be oversaturated or when you think not to? Okay, Daniel, actually, I don't believe that there is a thing called oversaturated products. I think unless like actually, no. There are oversaturated products. Like if you can find it in every brick and mortar store, like every Kmart or Walmart or whatever, like it's oversaturated. I wouldn't sell it. But oversaturated in terms of other sellers online, like that's to me that's not oversaturated. You just need to come at it with a different marketing angle. And honestly, the products that I tend to test out more oversaturated products because they have more proof that they have sold. So I would test more like a validated, saturated product with a new marketing angle, a new offer, rather than a not validated, not saturated product. Yeah. Yeah, Daniel, I think you're going too much on like specific numbers and stuff, like which over 3 mil, all that kind of stuff. Like all that stuff is just like a gauge for you to kind of keep in mind, but nothing is like none of this is math formulas, okay? 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2 when it comes to product research. Even if it has 3 mil views or whatever, like if it makes sense to test it, test it. And the winning product that I'm running right now, the baby product that I'm running, it's actually the competitor is still running the ad, and the competitor has over 4 million views on his one when I decided to sell it, and it's selling like crazy. So I don't believe there's such thing as oversaturated products on the internet. What apps do you use to make logos and Facebook video? So Christian, I use Animoto for creating videos, or Lumen 5 for creating videos. And for logos, you can start with Canva, but I like to just hire graphic designers myself and pay them to do my logos for me. How do you find Zendrop? Zendrop is good. I'm working with a coworker at the moment, and because I'm not so organized with my business systems and all that kind of stuff, I have this guy organize all my Zendrop and all that shit for me. So I focus more on the marketing, the advertising side of things, and I have like another team member that handles Zendrop and all the order fulfillment, backend sort of shit. I just do more like the strategy and the overall business like direction and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, Edwina. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Tony. You can say I'm all right. I just want to give a big shout out to JP and Angel, who are both on the call today. You guys are both killing it. I'm fucking so proud, and yeah, man, like I love it. You guys are awesome. Really in love with you guys right now. How did you any? Did you get any holds or payment suspension anywhere? Yeah, PayPal's holding like freaking 20 grand on mine at the moment. I'm still dealing with it. But I'm still keeping PayPal because it actually boosts my conversion rate for some reason. So I don't want to get rid of it. I'm dealing with it though by submitting like tracking and all that kind of stuff. For newbies to hit 100K revenue, say in 90 days, do you think we need to open up to the USA, or is it realistic that I hit the figure in Oz only? It is possible to hit in only Oz. The reason why I started with USA is just it's a bigger pool, okay? There's more people there. But Australia works just as well, especially if you're working with like niche audiences and stuff. Australia is great. I think you can do 100K in just one city, even if you just targeted one city, if you do it right. So, test it out. And also don't take my word for it. Test out other countries too if you feel like it's viable for the product you're selling and for your store. Right now I'm testing America, Canada, UK, Australia. And those are the main countries I'm in at the moment. Focus on your Excel. Yeah. Sorry to put you on blast, bro. Shit. There's like, yeah. Anyways. So I'm doing these private calls starting Saturday. If you guys booked in a call with me on Saturday, I'll see you then. If you haven't, but you want to do a private call with me, I'm opening up slots every Saturday, and you can book in. There's a link on my Facebook group. Just look for the big image of Bill Clinton holding a phone, and you can find that post. There's a link in there that lets you book in a call with me. I'll be available every Saturday, and the calls will be like 25 minutes, free of charge. And it will be just private calls with me and your business, and you can ask me whatever, you can share screen, whatever. And yeah, so yeah, I'll do that every Saturday until I can't handle it no more. And feel free to book in with me for whatever it is. It doesn't have to be drop shipping. It can be like Facebook ads, it can be digital marketing, it can be direct response copywriting, it can be like selling, everything, whatever. And for everyone else, and to everyone that's just getting started, man, it's not just me that's killing it. It's other people in here that are killing it too. So it's more than achievable for anyone that just kind of just dedicates their time and effort into it. So if you really believe you can do it, like you can. You just got to put in the effort. And yeah, that's it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll stay on for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll go ahead and just jump off and get my day started with other shit. Do you think there's a limitation of how much people are willing to spend for dropship products? No, Donnie, I don't think so. It's all about perceived value. Like I said, I used to sell products that are like $200-$300, you know? They were like kitchen knives, and they were selling red hot. So it's not about the price, it's about the perceived value and whether or not people will be willing to pay the price for the value that they will potentially receive from buying your products. Thanks for everyone that joined my group and everyone that's posting in there. I really appreciate everyone that's just contributing and sharing ideas and stuff. I really want to build a community that just really excels, and like just everyone in there is killing it, and just it's just full of abundance, and everyone just killing it, you know, like, so I really want to build that up. Please post in there if you have things to share. Even if you have questions to ask, post in my group. I'll probably change the name of the group quite soon, because I think we kind of outgrew the 100K challenge thing. So we might make it something else now, something a bit more broad. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys, and I appreciate the people that have been watching every week. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I am going to put in the effort to help you guys out a lot more, because I can see that you guys are dedicated to making this happen. So yeah, I know most of you guys that are on my regular course, you guys booked in private calls with me, so I'm excited to chat to you guys then. And yeah, let's smash it. Let's get it cracking. And I will get that HSBC, bro. Thank you, Donnie. Okay, thanks, guys. That's it. Okay, we went for an hour this time. Holy shit. 1 mil challenge. All right, challenge accepted. 1 mil challenge. Let's get it. All right, thanks, guys. I'm going to end the stream now. I'll see you guys in my group or just around. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.